everyone, Caitlin here from the Galloway farm. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make homemade butter using a handheld mixer. So obviously I'm not going to sit at home every day making butter. I'm still going to buy butter from the store, but this is just a really good skill to have in case one, your store is out of stock of butter, two, you run out of butter at home and you just want to whip some up without having to go to the store, or three, you want to have a special type of butter, one with herbs or honey butter, and you can make it specifically to fit your needs. Today I'm just going to be making unsalted butter, and I'm going to walk you through that process for a beginner. So the only actual ingredient you're going to need is heavy cream. I've measured out about 1.5 cups of just great value brand heavy cream, nothing special. You don't even have to measure it if you don't want to though. You can just pour some cream into your bowl and start mixing. For equipment, you're going to need obviously a bowl to pour it in, as well as a handheld mixer. That's what I'm using at least. You don't need a handheld mixer. You can use pretty much anything you have at hand. You can use a food processor, an actual blender, a stand mixer. I've even heard of people using mason jars and just shaking their cream until it actually separates into butter. I don't have the time or the energy for that, so I'm just gonna be using my handheld mixer today. Now you'll also need a spoon. You can use any type of spoon for this. It doesn't have to be wooden, but that's just what I'm using today. And then when you actually have your butter, I'm going to use a piece of parchment paper just to shape that into a log to store in the fridge. If you want to keep the buttermilk you get from the cream, you can also store that in a cup as well if you want to just put that in the fridge and use it for something else. So you'll see during this process each form that the cream is going to take. I'll stop and show you along the way. Eventually you'll see the buttermilk separate from the butter fat, and you'll have actually two different components in the bowl. So let's get started. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pour our cream into our bowl. One helpful tip is to leave your cream sitting out for about an hour just to give it a chance to warm up, and that'll help it break even sooner. So we'll go ahead and start mixing. You want to start out on a really low speed. So once it starts to thicken, you can tell it's getting pretty frothy. You can turn up your speed since there's less of a chance for it to start splashing. So you can tell I have whipped cream consistency now. I've just continually increased my speed the thicker it gets, since there's less chance of it splashing, even though you can see it did splash a little bit. That's going to happen, but that's okay. So I'm just going to keep mixing and soon you'll see it break. So you can see it's pretty thick now, so it's very close to the point of breaking. Alright, so you can clearly see the buttermilk has separated from the butterfat. You can tell there's clumps of butter here, and then this just looks like some watered down milk. That is your buttermilk. So I'm now going to pour that buttermilk off of the butterfat. So I'm going to go ahead and pour this buttermilk off of the butterfat. I'm just going to kind of squish the fat here to get as much as the buttermilk out as possible. All right, so you can save the buttermilk if you want, or you can just get rid of it. So now what we're going to do is pour cold water over your butter fat to kind of rinse away any remaining buttermilk. All right, so I am going to pour cold water over our butter fat now. Again, just to help rinse out any remaining buttermilk. And I'm going to take my spoon and just kind of squish it down, squish out all that buttermilk. Again, pour that out. And then we'll just keep rinsing. You want to keep doing this until the water runs clear. Alright, so it's pretty clear, so I'm happy with that. And this is the point where if you were making salted butter or butter with herbs or even honey butter, you would add those ingredients now and just kind of work it into the butter. But I'm just making unsalted butter, so I'm just going to squeeze out any remaining water. And then I'm going to transfer it to my parchment paper. Okay, now we can start shaping our butter. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with how it looks now. You may notice a little bit more of the buttercream start to come out. Just rinse that off or drain it off and you'll be good to go. And you can store this in your fridge for about 2 weeks before it spoils. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you make your own butter, drop a comment down below and let me know how it goes. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss what's going on around the farm. Thanks, guys.